Same 42 million in revenue, same 6.8 million in EBITDA. One exits at 35 million and the other exits at 51 million. That's a $15 million difference. Same industry, same region, same numbers. We've been having conversations with business owners all quarter. Refinery support contractors, marine services operators, fabricators on the river, and we keep seeing the same patterns show up over and over. This video is our Q1 recap. 10 things we're seeing that quietly kill deals and owner value right now. Here's the core problem. Most Gulf Coast industrial owners think exit readiness means having clean financials. It doesn't. Buyers don't just score your books. They score your systems, your team, your customer base, your market position, your dependence on you. The gap between what owners think buyers see and what buyers actually see. That gap is where millions get lost. We built Pillar Optimization Partners to close that gap. I want to talk about why, because it's part of what I'm sharing today. I've spent 20 years in industrial sales on the Gulf Coast. Marine services, transportation, oil and gas. I know what a yard looks like at 5 a.m. I know how a turnaround contract gets bid. I know how owners think because I worked side by side with them for years. Owners who had built real businesses, good operations, loyal teams, long-tenured customers were walking out of the closing table with far less than their business was worth. Not because the business was weak, because no one told them what buyers were actually scoring. The financial consultants and M&A advisors didn't know the culture of these businesses. They didn't understand how decisions get made on a barge or at a turnaround job. They were speaking a language these owners had never been taught. We founded Pillar because we're the company that bridges that gap. We speak the industrial language. We understand the M&A side. And I'm not here to lecture. I'm here to help owners get what they've earned. That's the context of everything we're about to go through. This isn't theory. This is what we're hearing in real conversations right now. We've been in meetings with business owners, sitting across the table from guys who've built 20, 30, 40, $100 million business. Most of them are thinking about exit in 2 to 5 years. Almost none of them know what buyers are actually scoring. And here's what we keep hearing. My books are clean. I've got a great team. My customers love us. All true, none of it enough. Because buyers aren't asking, is this a good business? They're asking, what happens to this business after I buy it and the owner leaves? That question, that shift in framing, changes everything. Let's go through the 10 things we're seeing. Number 1, owner dependency. This is the pattern we see most. The owner is the relationship. The owner is the rainmaker. The key customer calls the owner's cell, not the sales team. The best foreman respects the owner more than he respects the org chart. Buyers see this and immediately ask, what happens after close? The answer scares them, so they compress the multiple. If you're indispensable to your own business, that's not a strength at exit. That's a liability. Number 2, customer concentration. Common on the Gulf Coast. You land a big refinery and you build the business around it. Buyers see one customer above 25% of revenue and they start stress testing. They ask, what happens if that customer leaves after close? Above 40%, buyers walk entirely. Here's your target. Top 3 customers combined under 35% of revenue. MSA backed where possible. Number 3, revenue quality. Project revenue and reoccurring revenue look the same on a P&L. They don't look the same to a buyer. Even one MSA with your best customer starts changing that story. Number 4, no CRM, no data, no story. We see this constantly. Buyer asks for a 36-month customer revenue history. Owner points to a spreadsheet. Buyer asks for retention rates. Owner says, we keep all our customers. That's not a story a buyer can underwrite. A CRM with 3 years of clean data tells the story for you. Without it, buyers discount for uncertainty. Number 5, cultural health. This one surprises owners. Buyers aren't just evaluating your org chart. They're evaluating whether your team runs without you, whether your best people stay after close, whether the daily operation depends on the owner's presence. I've spent years in environments where culture lived in the daily rhythm, morning meetings, how problems got solved, who had real authority. Buyers figure that out quick. You should know before they do. 6. Financial quality. Clean books aren't enough. Buyers normalize EBITDA. Undocumented add-backs get stripped. Get audit ready before you need to be. 7. Defensible market position. Reliable and capable gets 4.5 to 5x. Specialized, certified MSA protected gets 6.5 to 7. Know which one you are, then build towards the second. 8. Management depth. One great ops manager isn't a bench. It's a single point of failure. Buyers want to see too deep on every critical role. 9. Systems that live in people's heads. If your core processes only exist because your best people know them, you don't have a system. You have a dependency. Document the 10 things that drive most of your operational value. 10. Waiting too long. Exit readiness takes 2 to 5 years to build. The owners getting X started 3 years before they were ready to sell. Not 6 months, 3 years. Let me show you what these patterns look like in real numbers. 2 companies, both $42 million in revenue, both $6.8 million in EBITDA. Company A, project-based, 61% customer concentration, no CRM, owner dependent. Exits at 5.2x, $35.4 million. Company B, 41% reoccurring revenue. Top 3 customers at 34%. 3-year CRM. Management team runs ops. Exits at 7.2x, $51.3 million. That's a $15.9 million difference just by taking the necessary steps. Not because Company B was bigger, not because Company B got lucky, because Company B spent 3 years building the things buyers actually pay for. Here's what we're telling every owner we sit down with right now. Buyer ready isn't a checklist you complete in 6 months before you go to market. It's a standard you build to over time so that when a buyer walks in, your business looks like a platform they can operate and scale. Normalize EBITDA audit ready. Documented add-backs. 3-year CRM with retention data. Core SOPs documented. 2 deep management bench. Defensible position. Specialization. Certifications. MSAs. That's not a wish list. That's a next business. Here's what I want to leave you with. We founded Pillar because we got tired of watching Gulf Coast operators get a fraction of what they deserved. Owners who worked 20, 30 years, real businesses with real teams and real customers, walking out of a closing table with 10 to 15 million less than they should have gotten. Not because their businesses were weak, because no one helped them see what buyers were scoring. Capable gets X. Defensible gets 7. The gap is preparation, and preparation takes time. So if you're 2 to 5 years from exit, now is the time to start, not when the buyer calls. Now.